Hello everybody, this is the Shock Ninja 1000 reporting for duty. Welcome back to an episode of Pokemon Legends Arceus. In the last episode, we managed to get our starter Pokemon and went through the mission of having to catch a Bidoof, a Starly and a Shinx for what Silene instructed us to do. And in this episode, we're going to proceed further onwards into the storyline now, see what else needs to be tackled. Now before I do that, I will actually want to address, I said I was going to be having a look at Rowlet's nature at the end of the last episode. I did have a look and I wasn't particularly happy with it. The nature I got was a lonely nature, which is plus physical attack, which is good, but minus physical defense, which is bad. So I went and did everything again, and this time I got a brave nature. Plus physical attack, minus speed, which honestly is really good. And allow me to explain the whole definition about that. The reason why I say having a minus speed nature is potentially good for Legends Arceus is because the way how turn-based battle happens in this game, it comes to the point where the speed stat doesn't even matter. You could use a Pokemon that's got like over 100 speed, and then use a Pokemon that's base speed is like below 50. Of course, yes. When you saw the turn-based events happening, when it was like Rowlet used a turn, then Togepi did, then Rowlet did, then Togepi did, sometimes the speed stat can impact that, where it's like you get to attack once, but the Pokemon you're battling against gets to attack twice in a row before you get to do one again yourself, kind of thing. That's kind of how it gives a little bit of an impact. It's not too much of an impact thing. You can basically bypass it no matter what. But back to the storyline now. It seems we won't have to leave you to die after all. Congratulations! You've passed your trial. You can hold on to that satchel. I must admit, you've impressed me. I set a high hurdle to judge whether a stranger like yourself could be worthy, but you cleared it. This is yours, the official uniform of the Survey Corps. Get changed in the room you used last night. Then you're to report at once to the 3rd floor. Present yourself in uniform to our commander. This is your first official order from your captain. So yeah, going back to the whole concept about this, like I said, with the turn-based battles and all this kinds of stuff, it kind of is a little bit cockeyed with this game. And there are other changes involving battle that I could potentially go over. However, it's not easy to go over it unless, of course, the moment tends to crop up. Oh, by the way, we can also change the contact colours. Obviously, I am normally green eye, so I'm going to go for green. Okay, there we go. We change into the uniform, and then it will instantly take us straight back to the Galaxy Hall without the need of having to walk there ourselves. Look at you in the Survey Corps uniform. Now it finally feels like you're one of us. But I do wonder when the captain decided to go ahead and get a uniform ready for you. I see you've changed. Regarding your accommodations, you may continue to use the room you slept in last night. You may wear this as well. A headkerchief. Now present yourself to the commander. So we go up the stairs. and then up these stairs here, and that's where the commander will be. You will be doing this a whole bunch in the game, by the way. Just a heads up. I have been waiting for you. Now, you know something similar about the commander? He looks a lot like Professor Rowan, don't he? I am Commodore, commander of the Galaxy Expedition Team. So you're Bella. Yep. I've been briefed on your situation, including how you fell from the rift in the sky. Now then, let's see what you're made of. Face me in combat. So yeah, he wants to test your might by having a sumo match with him. And this is what happens. He goes, yeah, he just tosses you across the room. You've got some fight in you. Your sumo needs work, but I do see some potential. I do not care with him at all. Don't expect a warm welcome from everyone. Naturally, some will be slow to trust an outsider, who literally fell right out of the blue. The superstitious among us might see your arrival as a portent of disaster. But you passed the trial that was put on you. No matter how odd you may seem, you're part of Jubilife Village now. Dedicate yourself to the work of the Galaxy Expedition Team and complete the Pokédex. But I warn you, Bella. Pokémon are terrifying creatures. Keep your wits about you as you work. So the commander has also accepted you. But understand this, you begin as a no-star recruit among our ranks. In other words, you have no rank at all. Perform well as a member of the Survey Corps, and you will move up through the ranks. And this is where things get a little bit exploratory for us, like kind of confusing, but will get explained in modern time. Indeed, you see, the more you add to the Pokédex, the higher your rank will become. And working on the Pokédex will also, of course, bring you closer towards your goal of yours, to seek out every last Pokémon. I kind of botched Laventon's voice, honestly, and I kind of decided not to bother doing it anymore. Here, you will need this. We obtained a recipe for crafting Pokeballs. So rather than just being like, okay, we're going to go to a nearby store and buy Pokeballs non-stop, which by the way, you can still do in this game, you can also craft Pokeballs. So when you saw me pick up an Apricorn last episode, that is basically what that's for. Apricorns are the most key important ingredient for crafting any kind of Pokeball. And of course we get 3,000 Pokedollars as well. So if we want to buy any more Pokeballs, we can do that. Why? You are an expert at crafting yourself. Teach our new recruit what she needs to know. Right, get ready for a lesson in crafting. Crafting means making items from scratch. That's right. Whatever you need in your survey work, you'll mostly make yourself. Some things you can buy at the general store, but it's good to try to be self-sufficient. This way, we can even catch Pokemon with Pokeballs we've crafted ourselves. But listen to me prattle on. Let's go to the crossword so you can try it yourself. And something I actually want to point out before we move on. This guy over here, Bagin, he will tell you about Commander Camado's office. But you want to pay attention to him as you go further along into the story later on, because a load of people who are veteran Pokemon players despise of this guy with a passion. As in, like, they really, really do not like him. Really do not like him. Well done earning a place in our team. My name is Anth. I'm the local clother. The professor asked that I ready you a change of clothes. Since when did the professor do that? Whatever. So here you go. I hope they do fit. So we get a change of clothes. So basically, we get an everyday kimono and a pair of everyday trousers. So we do not have to specifically stay in this uniform. We can change our look at any point. Yes, including the hairstyle as well. So we have to go over to Rai to be taught about the whole concept of crafting. Honestly, I swear down, this tutorial business just goes on for like way too long. So I'm not going to bother reading anything here. If you want to read it yourself, you can either play the game yourself and just go through the whole text in slow detail, or you can pause at any point. But specifically, when you see this workbench in Jubilee Village, you can approach it and craft basically anything you want. But in this case, we only can craft Pokeballs, so I'm only going to craft 3 to make up for the 3 that we used in the catching tutorial trial, basically. Yeah, I'm not going to bother reading the text anymore. So after crafting the Pokeballs, we now get given the Pokédex. And it will keep note of practically everything that you've seen so far. So obviously you've got the option of ordered chronologically, ordered alphabetically, or the one I always go for, ordered numerically. Numerically, or however you say that word. And if I push up once on the Pokédex, it will stop on whichever Pokemon last on the Pokédex you saw at that current moment. But do not think Togepi is the very last Pokemon in the Pokédex, because believe me, there are a significant lot of Pokemon. And now this guy, Beauregard, he will see you walking by and he will go, "Hey, excuse me, I couldn't help but overhear, but if you're going to the Fieldlands camp, would you mind taking on a request for me? I'm standing guard, so I can't leave my post, but I'll be here at headquarters if you want to talk about it." Accepting requests. People who have something to ask you will have a request icon displayed above them. If you fulfill their request, you may receive a nice reward. So, might as well have a talk. Hey, so there's this Pokemon called Wurmple. Have you heard of it? Yeah. Well, you see, I was having a chat with Professor Lavington, and he told me that after a Pokemon gains a certain amount of experience through battling and the like, it will sometimes change its appearance to become stronger. He said it was a phenomenon called evolution. And that's basically the whole concept of like what evolution looks like in this game. You actually get to see the Pokemon's eyes glow yellow momentarily in the silhouette before they reveal what they actually look like. And this, as you can instantly tell, looks a lot like Crobat. So we definitely know that Zubat is in the game. And we have been requested to catch a Wurmple for him. And then we got this request. Certain requests can be really easy and simple to do. Others can be a little bit tedious and time consuming, but you can still do it regardless. This woman talks about the Pokédex and wants to find out all information about Starly. Now, it says here, please let me see Starly's entry in that Pokédex the moment you've completed it. So going into detail about this, let me push down on the D-pad and load this up. When you look at the Pokédex, you actually get to see not just the Pokémon's silhouette, but also tasks. Each individual Pokemon has a certain amount of tasks that you have to do. But literally, I will say this, every single Pokemon in the Pokédex in this entire game has the exact same mission of number court. So, to fully complete Rowlet's Pokédex, we have to catch 5 of them. But the problem is, because Rowlet, Cyndaquil and Oshawott are starter Pokemon, we can't catch them at all in the wild until we get to the post-game. I will go into more detail about that at a later point. But right now, so you see, if we go to Starly here, we can see that it will say, report to the professor about this new species you've managed to catch and the research level. You need the Pokemon's research level to say research level 10 to get the full Pokédex entry of the Pokemon to complete the task. If you're at research level 9 or lower, you will have not completed the mission at all. You need to specifically hit the 10 mark. And the easiest way of doing this, with each of these tasks, number caught without being spotted, number defeated, number of different forms you've obtained, and number you evolved. You notice that number you evolved and number caught is highlighted with a red box with 2 arrows pointing upwards. If you've completed one task under those 2 categories, you will get research level 2 instantly. But those who have not been filled in with a red box, you only get research level 1. So right now, Starly is at research level 3. But it will not be set at research level 3 unless we talk to the professor about our findings. So always take note of that. And this guy, I know Shinx's ears have odd markings on the insides, but what were they? I like how I got a picture of Commodore doing the sumo pose there. No use, I can't remember. This will keep me up all night. Hey, aren't you at the survey course? If you catch a Shinx, would you show it to me? I've got to see one with my own eyes. Yeah, we already have a Shinx, so we can complete this in an instant. And while we're at it, let's have a look at the summary of these 3 Pokemon. But we're not going to be bothering using these, but this is for curiosity's sake. Actually, never mind. Okay, never mind. So we already have a Shinx. Alrighty. I don't know why Shinx has to show him his butt. His ears have a yellow cross pattern on them, kind of like a star. Yep. So that is our first evidence of completing a side quest, and we get 3 potions for our trouble. You don't get potions every single time though. Sometimes you actually do get other stuff. Now this here, an item storage box. If you want to open up space in your satchel, you can select these items, grab them, and move them over to your satchel. Or if you actually really push the X button, you can move them straight over to the item storage, just like that. So, out we go to the Obsidian Fieldlands once again. And believe me when I actually say this, we're still not even done with the tutorial of the game yet. Right though, let's get done with it. In order to complete this Pokédex of ours, there are a great many research tasks. We already went over this, Laventern. I saved you the grief. So here we go. So in more finer detail, research tasks are tasks you need to carry out to complete the Pokédex. Each Pokémon species have a different number of variety of research tasks. Push the down button to open your Pokédex, then check what kinds of research tasks are available for the Pokémon you've registered. When you focus on a wild Pokémon in the field using the CL button, you can also instantly check the research tasks for that species by pressing the down button to open your Pokédex right to that page. Some Pokémon have some unusual research tasks, so be sure to check them out. You must catch and battle diverse Pokémon species and carry out plenty of research tasks. Do so and you'll gain research points and other rewards on your work. Now there's one more nugget of wisdom I've got to share, Bella. Wild Pokémon may attack you at any time. When they do, dodge like your life depends on it. Look, just watch me, would you? Then you'll be able to copy what I do. Now this. I actually remember seeing Josh Jepson doing a TRG bumper for when they did those like TRG Coliseum charity events back in 2023, I believe this was. If not, it might have been earlier. But he tried to do a replica of the dodging animation of this game, and he couldn't do it because he hurt his shoulder. And people have been wondering, how the hell are you able to do this kind of a dodge? That. He literally leaped off the ground, leaned forward, landed on his shoulders, and then did a front roll back onto his feet. No, but I don't think a lot of people are capable of doing that, apart from like street performers or something, because street performers are known to do those kind of moves. But anybody else, it's like they leap forward, but then you're at risk of landing on your head when trying to land your shoulders perfectly aligned on the floor with your head resting on the floor looking up at the ceiling. A little bit of a reckless dodge. Which is why a lot of us at times, we tend to like turn our body sideways a little bit, so we have one shoulder land on the ground, and then we just basically like... So imagine the compass of north, south, east, west, northeast, north, south... Northeast, north, south. Yeah, good logic there. Right, north, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. So you basically position yourself where you're turning to face northeast, but when you jump and do a dodge roll, you push your left shoulder down on the ground and you do like a sideways roll to the northwest. In that kind of term. So a lot of like details really. So anyway, I'm going to talk about like the dodging mechanic now, because obviously we know how it works. Rai is now going to be telling us roughly about certain research tasks that each individual Pokemon will do of the ones that we dealt with. So it'll tell us that with Bidoof, catching just one won't do it. You're going to need to catch 2, then 4, then more and more. So that's the main definition of, okay, you need to catch a significant ton of Pokemon over and over and over again. And I will say this, it is a waste of inventory. Of just chucking Pokeball after Pokeball after Pokeball just to get what you want. I will be getting each and every Pokemon up to research level 10 off camera, so you don't have to worry about me wasting my time with, oh, okay, there's a Bidoof. There's another Bidoof. There's another Bidoof. There's this Pokemon. I'm going to catch this. I'm going to run out of Pokeballs non-stop. Now here with Starly. I know I'm laying it on thick, but don't forget to open your Pokedex when you focus on a Yeah. We get it. We get it. Alright. Just please stop it with the tutorials. Yeah, we already talked about Starly's... Right, you're too far behind. Right, so since we are near Starly, let's focus on doing the task at hand. We need to catch those without being spotted. So we'll catch that one, then we'll catch that one, then we'll catch this one. There we go. And instantly, just like that, we've managed to get our research level up to 6. Because we caught a different form. And when you see different forms, it means you caught a different form where one of them was a male, the other one was a female. Because in Sinnoh, Pokemon were known to have difference in appearance for the male and female side. So all we need to do now is catch another 2, but have one of the Starly evolve, and then we're good as gold. So Rai has now gone over there. There's another Starly over here, so just giving a heads up on that. So this Starly, another back strike. Because I actually will say with this, some Pokemon are also known to have a task where you have to like defeat them in battle. Like Shinx, for example. So it says here, number caught, number defeated with a particular type move. That is definitely giving you the tutorial about Pokemon type advantages and weaknesses. Times you've seen it use a certain move, which in this case, Quick Attack. We didn't see Shinx use an attack once in the last episode. The reason why that Quick Attack is highlighted is because of me doing this whole catching the Bidoof, Starly, and Shinx off camera business. Times you've seen it use Bite, number of different forms, and also number evolved. So you gotta pay attention to stuff like that. And then we got one more Starly over there. Another back strike. And then we'll get that one just in case. And while I am over here, here is Wurmple. We need to catch a Wurmple so we can complete that other task we was given. And when you caught a new Pokemon, you will actually see that text box pop up. And even this one has a task of number caught without being spotted. So I'm going to sneak up like this. I hope I did not activate the cutscene when I get close enough. Oh, this is a good definition. You actually won't get to see certain Pokemon fall asleep. That is your best advantage of catching Pokemon. There we go. Oh, number of light specimens caught. Okay, that's another task. Around here, you can find a Pokemon called Buizel. It's got an aggressive disposition. Kind of weird, honestly, because you would think that Buizel would be known to be like a life-saving Pokemon, not a life-taking Pokemon, if you get my drift. That means it will try to hit you with moves just like Shinx, and you'll need to battle it to catch it. The dangers of taking damage. If you take too much damage within a short time, you'll be in danger of blacking out. You can tell you're in danger when the edges of the screen turn red. Damage goes away over time, but not when you are being targeted by a Pokemon. If you take further damage after the edges of the screen have turned red, you'll become overwhelmed and black out. And any items that you have in your inventory, you will drop them. And thankfully, it does not mean that all hope will be lost, because if I load up here, you see that icon that's got the no entry sign between the settings and your trainer card here. If you blacked out, you can actually connect the game. Well, it can't do it just yet, but you can connect the game to the internet, and that would allow you to get your stuff back, providing that other people who happen to be playing the game picks it up for you. Right, we're going to catch that Weasel, and Weasel is actually another definition of a Pokemon that follows a concept of, yeah, this is a ridiculously annoying Pokemon to have to catch when it comes to a certain mission. We haven't come across it yet, but we will do momentarily. There are some more Wurmples over there. Just having Rowlet farm me up some apricorns. And then this is where Rai will give you your own crafting kit. So, you do not have to specifically craft your inventory by going to the camps or in Jubilife Village. You can just do it anywhere you want. And he'll also give you recipes for potions, which you need 1 Oran Berry and a medicinal leek. Now, with that, I am going to be calling it end to the episode. So next time on Legends Arceus, we will be going back to Jubilife Village to actually tackle those tasks that we was in the middle of doing, the Starly and the Wurmple. And also, I will be getting my research level up to get at least 1 star in the star memory, because believe me, you will need to do that. See you guys then.